Hey, everybody, and welcome to Thoughts from the Bubble. I'm Kiara,
And I'm Michi.
and we invite you into our bubble where we are going to talk about 90 Day Fiance the other way,
All right.
the new season. All right, so the season opened up with Rain. She's 37 from New Mexico. She has a bunch of animals, a bunch of chickens. She lives on a farm with her two children. Her son is 8 and her daughter is 16. She said that she's a loner. She's quirky. She's a weirdo, but has had a tough time with love and toxic relationships. And one thing I found funny that she said, well, not funny, but a little sad, that she says that she's never been passionately kissed.
How do you feel about that?
It's a little sad. She's 37.
Did you resonate with that at all, or
No, I've been passionately kissed before.
by who?
Well, you and other people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But she's dating Chidi from Nigeria.
Who's blind? Everybody.
Yes, Chidi is a blind man, but he plays football.
Which is good.
Yeah. So Rain has. Why am I calling this lady Rain? Her name is Renee.
See, but it's spelled rain.
It is spelled very much
spelled
Rain. My brain wants to say Rain, but Renee.
So the Y silent?
I don't know. It's just Renee.
Oh, okay.
But she said that she is spiritually connected to Chitty. And they've been together. They've been spiritually connected for 5 years.
Wow.
And they said, I love you after about 2 weeks of talking.
What do you think about that? Do you think they'll last?
No, because it's interesting that she said that she is spiritually connected with him, which later in the episode, we found out that she believes in God, but she also believes that there's other life out there, and it almost feels as if she's trying to convert Chitty, because he's a very religious guy. He's a very devoted Christian, it seems. So she seems like she's trying to convert him, she said, to wake him up. So it's interesting to me that she said that she's spiritually connected with him when they're not even spiritually yoked. So how are you connected? Those are just my thoughts.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. She says she's spiritually connected, which is great, and they both believe in God, which is also good. It's what she's basically telling me is that she's not religious. She's spiritual, but she's not religious.
Okay.
So they could technically be spiritually yoked.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it. So then we meet Chitty. He is in Lagos, Nigeria. He's 33. So he is a little bit younger than her, and he is blind, which it was a little sad to hear how he lost his vision. So he had vision up until I think he said he's like 16 or 17 years old. Some kind of way an apple fell and like damaged his eye, but his other eye was okay. But then because his one eye, and I forget if it was his left or right, but one eye, the left eye, since it was damaged by the apple, he no longer could see out of it. He was having a hard time getting around, and ended up getting into another accident, which caused him to fall and hit his other eye with a wooden object, and so he lost his vision, which was very sad.
Okay. Anything else?
But one thing that I really liked, as they were like showing like Chitty's story, is like with the editing, they made it for us as the viewer to kind of see how it is for him, like see the world like through his view. And he said that his view is very like cloudy, and then like sometimes he can make out like shapes and things. So I thought it was very interesting.
So they made the screen blurry, everybody, to give us a idea of how he sees the world.
How he sees the world, which I think I'm going to really, really like him.
But tell me, what are your thoughts of Renee as a person so far from this first episode that you saw?
Renee as a person seems like she is very opinionated. I think underneath it all, she seems like a lady who just wants to be loved, but she doesn't know how to go about achieving love or being a person that is lovable. But I think underneath all of that, that's at her core. That is what she wants. I just think that from what we saw in this episode, she is deeply, deeply, deeply insecure. One thing that stuck out to me about Renee is that which helped Chitty, was when I guess he revealed that he was blind, and
And how she found out everybody was because she sent a picture of her ass to him and he didn't say anything.
well, she sent excuse me, she sent other pictures and he just disregarded them. Obviously, the man can't see, so he didn't know that she sent him the picture. Then she sent him a picture of her butt, and he still didn't say anything. And then she called him out on it, and that's when he told her that he was blind, and she instantly was like so in love with that, like that a lot, because I feel like maybe she has a little bit of body dysmorphia. Maybe she's insecure about her body. She did say she was in some toxic relationships, so maybe they maybe attributed to her not loving her body and things like that. But by him being blind, it's allowing her to truly be free. And I think that's important to have in a relationship. Mm. To truly have the ability to be free and be yourself and not have to wear like a mask or be insecure and all that good stuff.
I agree.
Okay. Then the episode went to Lauren. All right, so next we meet Lauren and Faith. So Lauren is 33. He is from Washington State but lives in Las Vegas. And he actually works at a drag queen club. He's a drag queen assistant, which I thought was super cool. It's kind of a cool job to have. And then the one thing that I noticed is I'm like, that man is sleeping with them drag queens. Why? Because they was very cackling and like, oh, Lauren, he has this face and he's like our little bodyguard, and ooh, the way their mannerism was, I'm like, oh, Lauren is sleeping with them people.
They could be friends.
He is sleeping with those people. He is sleeping with them drag queens, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he did say that he is gynosexual, which that means that he finds femininity attractive, not necessarily gender. So he prefers to date trans women. And he said that they're much more fun to play with. And he likes the energy that trans women give off. And he said the energy of a female penis is different. And he's currently dating Faith, which Faith is a transgender woman. She lives in the Philippines. And in the Philippines, they are actually called ladyboys. But she's a transgender woman. He actually met her on a dating site. And then after a couple of days, they actually said, I love you. So I'm finding out people say I love you very quickly, because Chitty and Renee said I love you after 2 weeks. And then Lauren and Faye so far have said I love you after a few days. But Lauren did say that Faith makes him feel worthy. And then after 4 months of dating, they've only been dating 4 months, that he is going to use all of his life savings to go to the Philippines.
Hold on, Princess. For the viewers who are watching, can you guys put in the comments, do you feel like it's okay to say I love you to somebody after a couple of days or after a week? Just let us know. Just let us know your thoughts. All right, go ahead, Princess.
Well, what are your thoughts on that? I'm interested to hear your thoughts on saying I love you after a couple days or a couple weeks.
I think it's fine because we're all grown and we know what we like. That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
I agree. We said I love you after a couple weeks.
So we're biased.
Basically.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Oh, but poor Lauren. Lauren is broke. Lauren got 3 jobs.
How you got 3 jobs and you broke?
It's a tough economy out here. Like he said, he's working jobs that are minimum wage, and Vegas is expensive. We've been to Vegas. It was expensive.
He getting paid at that drag queen show?
He's at minimum wage. He's at all his jobs. He's making minimum wage.
So what's that in Vegas? Like $10, $12, $7?
I have no clue what the minimum wage is in Vegas. I mean, the federal minimum wage is $7.25. So can be no lower than that. So he's at least making $7.25. But that's not enough to live on in the United States.
No.
Which is why Lauren wants. Faith doesn't know this, but Lauren wants to visit the Philippines and just live there because it's cheaper to live in the Philippines than to live in the United States.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Faith?
Well, we haven't really met Faith yet. We've only met Faith through Lauren, and he actually FaceTimed her later in the episode when he was at work. And Lauren is a little HO. Lauren be getting around. Faith, my girl over in the Philippines, is thinking that she is in an exclusive committed relationship, and Lauren over here is very much in an open relationship. He prefers. He does not like monogamy. He wants to be in a relationship with someone, but he wants to be able to sleep around.
But the interesting with Lauren is he doesn't mind if she also sleeps around.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
He did? Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. But my thing is with Lauren is he's a little nervous that he hasn't told Faith, and they've been dating 4 months, and he says that having an open relationship is very important to him. My thing is, if it's so important, you need to open that up to Faith to allow Faith to say, okay, I agree with that, or okay, no, I don't. And I think he's hinting at that he is so nervous about what she's going to say. First of all, about his financial situation, about him wanting to move to the Philippines, and about him wanting an open relationship.
Okay, so Lauren is basically a hot mess, everybody.
He is. Lauren seems like a very sweet guy.
Yes,
he just needs to get his stuff under control. There is nothing wrong with being in an open relationship. You just have to find people who have the same values as you as far as an open relationship. But you also have to open that up and state from the beginning, hey, this is extremely important to me. That's not fair to Faith that she's thinking that you guys are in an exclusive relationship and you're actually over here sleeping around, because he said he has plans to sleep around when he gets to the Philippines.
So not only is he broke and she doesn't know that, he's homeless and she doesn't know that.
Yeah.
He's in an open relationship and she doesn't know that.
So
I don't know why he thinks this is going to work. And also,
Lauren,
she thinks that she's coming to America, and he's saying, I'm staying over there.
For the financial reasons, which my thing is,
be in on that conversation?
Yeah, like he should. If that's your woman, and he bought a ring,
a $50 ring.
It doesn't matter. He bought a ring with the intention to propose to the lady. Like he said, this is all I can afford right now. And hey, I respect that. But you got to be upfront with this lady. You done went and spent your $50 when you haven't even been upfront with this lady, and you don't know if she is even going to say yes. So now you done just wasted $50.
So do you think this is love or fetish or just delusion?
I think that this is a combination of all. Maybe low key, Lauren likes Faith, but Lauren does not like Faith or even loves her, because he's over here lying to this lady. He is lying to her, and she's probably being truthful. Yeah, like the foundation of their relationship is strictly on him lying. I bet if he was open and being like, listen, Faith, girl, it's hard out here in America. I'm sure you've heard the news stories. It's tough. I got 3 jobs. I'm making minimum wage. How about I move over to the Philippines? You know, the cost of living, I don't know the cost of living in the Philippines, but maybe it's cheaper than the United States. But let me move over to the United States. Maybe let me move over to the Philippines. I can work. We can stack up some money, and then maybe we can come back to America. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe she'll be like, oh, okay, well, that's our 5-year plan. But he has to open that up and allow her to be in if that's truly a woman.
Mm. And also, Faith said that Lauren would be her first boyfriend. So do you feel like maybe he just wants first dibs on this transgender woman?
What do you mean, like first dibs?
Like she hasn't done anything.
Well, I'm sure she's had sexual partners. No?
Oh, I
She's
don't
I
know.
don't know how I don't know how old Faith is, but I'm sure she's had sexual partners. Just because you never had like a boyfriend doesn't mean you haven't had like sexual partners. Because some people have never been in a relationship, but they've had sexual partners.
I guess. All right. Well,
I feel like Lauren is just looking for a good time. That is all he's looking for.
and also I feel like he's looking for something different because it seems like that's been a major point in his part of the show is that he's tired of like the normal Vegas. He's never been anywhere else in the country. He wants to try something different. What do you think?
I disagree. I think Lauren took the first thing that took him. That man is desperate.
Oh wow.
He trying to find him somewhere to live and keep a roof over his head. That man is desperate, and my girl Faith is she gonna get hurt.
Mm. Okay, who's next?
Oh, we have Tiger Lily. I guess that's how you say her name. I don't know if this is that lady's real name.
That's an interesting name. If that's a real name, that's pretty cool.
Her parents were very unique in naming her. But we meet Tiger Lily, who is 41 years old from Frisco, Texas. I wrote down that she has a very annoying voice, which she does. Oh my gosh. But she seems like a nice lady. She's giving me very much luxury vibes.
Yeah.
Like she is a princess, that she got money. She got a rich ex husband, a rich baby daddy. She's giving me those vibes.
Not only does she has money, she has money, everybody, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we saw in the first episode, even the first scene of her, that she bought a $26,000 watch. So she got money herself, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay. All right.
But we learn that Tiger Lily has a background that's not so good. At the age of 30, she got pregnant and then got married. And she was in a very controlling marriage, but she stayed for the sake of her children.
Do you think she actually stayed for the sake of her children, or was it the fact that she liked those golden handcuffs?
I think a little bit of both, probably.
Mm.
She gives me those vibes.
I feel like she wasn't being honest in that part.
Yeah. But she did go through a 4-year divorce from her ex-husband, and her children are actually very well taken care of.
Mm.
And then we meet Adnan, who is her 22-year-old model boyfriend from Jordan. She's only actually talked to him for a couple months, I think 4 months. And she's going to Jordan. And on the first day that she goes to Jordan, she is going to marry Adnan.
Now, do you think she really loves this man, or is he just her hot young boy toy?
I don't know what to say. My girl is giving me very much. She needs some help because she was in a very controlling relationship, and I don't know.
She says.
Yeah, but we don't know if it was abusive or not. But she's in a very controlling relationship. He did not allow her to have any type of friends. And she basically made friends with all the people that she pays to be her friend. Like, I feel like she pays them to be her friend. Like, her life coach, her hairstylist, her esthetician, the wax lady, all these people are her friends. Which, I mean, your service providers can be your friends, but you ain't got nobody else that you're not paying to talk to you. Like, you ain't thought to make friends? Or maybe she does know how to make friends. I don't know. But that gave me very much weird vibes from Tiger Lily, that she don't got no friends outside of people that she pays to be her friend. But anyways, we meet Adnan, who is a Muslim, so they have special customs and things. So that is the reason why her and Adnan are getting married on the first day, because in his culture, if they are not married, the woman is not allowed to be in the same room with the man. They can't do certain things. They can't, so he and her have decided to get married so that they can interact with each other in a more social setting that is inappropriate for his culture.
Okay, so Paul, so she got out of one controlling relationship to get married to a Muslim man from Jordan. Now, that's in the Middle East, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just in the Middle East in general, they're very different with their women.
Strict, yes.
Yeah, and they're even more strict when it comes to their wives.
Yeah, because she said that her ex-husband was controlling, and he's controlling in the way that she had to wear revealing clothing so that she can be the arm candy for him. And whereas in Adnan's culture, he has told her, oh, cover this up, cover that up. And her friends actually asked her, so you're leaving one controlling relationship and going to another. And she has said that she doesn't consider her relationship with Adnan controlling.
Well, yeah, 'cause she hasn't met the man. She doesn't know him. You know what I mean?
Mm. So you're thinking she's jumping the gun with this whole
Yes.
Adnan thing. Okay.
And also, I feel like just like she said, she had to wear revealing clothes. She looks like the type of person. This is me judging, not judging, but just from what I see of her, she looked like the type of person where she enjoys that.
Wearing revealing clothing?
Yeah, I feel like having to cover up all the time would be an issue for her.
Honestly, I don't think so. She doesn't give me those vibes. She gives me
Hmm.
the vibes of a woman who is so desperate to be in a loving
That she'll do
relationship
anything.
that she's willing to be controlled, but it's a different type of control than what she's seen before. So
Mm.
she's gonna go to the opposite, and to her, from Adnan, that's not control. It's love, and maybe she said that in her first relationship. Oh, it's not control. This is love, but to me, it's still control. You don't, he's telling you you can't do this, you can't do that. We can't be in the same room with each other, which I get it. That's his culture. That's also not a culture that you abide by. So it's
Hmm.
different.
And this is just one part of that culture.
Yeah, like we haven't seen the other part. You haven't seen the other part. So why are you about to marry this man?
Mm-mm. And you have money.
Yeah, and she's not thinking about that. She said that she's not worried about them being financially compatible. They haven't even talked about finances, which is well. First of all, my thoughts was who's paying for this wedding then? Because they're having a wedding in Jordan,
I'm guessing his family.
and he has like 200 people coming, and she has two people coming. So like, who's paying for this wedding? Is she paying for this, or does he come from money? Like, how does that work?
Maybe he comes from money.
She said he's a model, so maybe he has a bunch of money.
She don't seem like she'd date like a Lauren or somebody who's like struggling, but not on their feet yet.
That's
Maybe
true.
he's like famous over there.
That could be very much true. I don't know. Do you think? What do you think so far of these two? Do you think Adnan and Tiger Lily are gonna last?
But we haven't really seen much. But I'm gonna say no.
Mm, okay.
But who's next?
All right. We meet Brian and Ingrid.
Well, wait. Do you feel like any of these couples will last the first three we've talked about? Raina, what's her name? Raina, Renee,
Renee,
Renee and Chitty,
Renee and Chitty. No,
Lauren and Faith,
no,
and these two.
no.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
So 0 for 3 so far. But back since we meet Brian, who is 54 years old. He is from Chicago, Illinois, but he lives in Harvard,
Southside.
Illinois. Brian is actually an Uber or Lyft driver. He just said he's a rideshare driver, so I'm not sure what company he works for. But we learned that Brian is actually a quadriplegic. So he's from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago. He
Well, I
was.
don't know if he's from the South Side. I just said that.
Why would you say that? Now I'm over here going with it. He's from the inner city of Chicago,
Yeah.
so I don't know what side. He's from Chicago. So he's married and divorced, has one daughter, and then he was actually carjacked. And I'm gonna say the man was in the streets allegedly. I don't know for sure, but
We've only watched the first episode.
but he did say that he to
It
support
wasn't an
his
accident.
family, he did do what he needed to do for money.
Mm.
And he was carjacked, and he thought he could take the gun from them, so maybe he thought he was big and bold. So he thought he could grab the gun. The gun went off and shot him in the spine, which left him with paralysis from the chest down. One thing I like about Lauren, though, is the way that he looks at life. He did say, he was rocked by this, but he got into wheelchair rugby, which caused him to be able to travel, get on the International USA team, and go to all these places and just live. Like his thirst for life is kind of inspiring.
Because we're seeing Brian now. We don't know how he was 20, 30 years ago. He was
Yeah.
probably a terror. Maybe him getting shot is what caused him to change his life. You know what I
It
mean?
could be that was that moment that turned it around for him because he seems like a very nice and lovable guy now.
Like nothing's gonna make him upset.
No, like he's just happy to wake up and have life in his body
Yes.
every day. Even though he has a wheelchair and he only has limited use of
He's
his
not letting that
hands.
stop him.
No, like that man has a big old smile on his face.
And mind you, for all the fellas out there that feel like it's hard to get a woman, this man got a baddie.
He did. He met Ingrid. Ingrid is from Brazil, so she's Brazilian.
20 years his junior.
Yep. Ingrid is a single mom of 2 boys. They've been talking for 2 years, but they have not met in person. But they have been talking, and he feels a connection to her. I think he said that he loves her, and they told each other they love each other. But one thing that is sticking out to him regarding Ingrid is that she might be uncomfortable with his disability, as she has not told her family anything about him or his disability. Do you think that she's hiding something from her family?
I don't think so. Maybe she's just trying to see if this is real before she just trots him out to her family. And he's much older than her as well, so that could also be it.
You would know something about that, wouldn't you?
What do you mean?
Okay.
But wait. Sticking with Brian, one thing I've noticed with him is that he said that he's had multiple marriages and multiple relationships. I don't think this man has ever been alone.
Yeah, no. Brian's been married 4 times to 3 Americans and 1 Brazilian. So, and he's also said that he's dated several Brazilians. He did say in the Brazilian culture, though, that they are he's noticed that they're a little bit more accepting of his disability than American women.
But what do you think about him? Just he can't be alone.
I don't think anybody wants to be alone. I think at our core of us just being humans, we need companionship. So whether you're a quadriplegic, whether you got your body, whether you're a big human, or whatever it may be, whatever your race is, I feel like us as humans, we need companionship. And everybody wants companionship. So everybody's going to do what they can do to get said companionship. Some things are healthy, some things are unhealthy.
But to get true companionship, you have to know who you are as a person before you try to mix with somebody else.
I agree.
And it seems like he's just mixing with whoever wants to mix with him.
Do you think he's just settling like, okay, well, they like me for my disability, so I'll just go with this person?
Yes, but I think he was doing that before the disability.
You know who else might be doing that too?
Lauren?
And Renee. She doesn't have a disability, but she did say that she's quirky and she's weird. So Chitty is open and accepting.
And he's blind.
To her, and her mom's friend said, "Are you attracted to his blindness?" It's like,
that's what it seems like.
Yeah, it does seem like she is. So
like she wants a pet project or something to try to.
Yeah. Or she needs someone to need her.
Well, from what I've noticed, and if you notice, she takes care of all these animals. So he's just another thing she can take care of. But she can also climb on top of him and, do her business.
Only if they're married, though. He's not having sex with her.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And she doesn't know that. That's one thing we didn't. She doesn't know that.
Yeah, she doesn't know that. He's a devoted Christian. Like, they take celibacy, like, very, like, serious, right? Everybody knows that, right? Does she not know that? He's a devoted Christian. She did say that he's very religious.
Yeah, but I think she thinks that we gonna get it on as soon as I see him.
See, that's okay. The problem with all these couples is they need to talk and have conversations. Why are these people just glossing over important stuff? Like, why is it so hard to have conversations with the person that you so-called love?
I don't know. If you notice with Lauren, he also the girl Faith, she wants to take it slow. Lauren just wants to get in there and just,
Yeah, Lauren just wants to have sex. He just wants to fuck as many people as possible.
Lauren is out here.
And he needs a place to live. So he's like a hobosexual.
But he's a nice hobosexual, which is strange.
He is very nice. He's a very nice, and he seems very put together man. So he shouldn't have an issue finding a great transgender woman. He has one. All you do is be honest with the lady.
Yeah.
Honesty will take you far, people. Okay. So we only met 4 couples this episode. I say The only couple I think possibly will have a chance of making it is Brian and Ingrid. What do you think out of the 4 couples that we saw today?
Are we done reviewing? That's it.
Yeah, like that's basically the episode of getting to know these people.
Let's go through the notes. Give me 1 second, everybody. Oh, really quickly, how do you feel about Brian's ejaculation thing?
That's sad.
In the episode, Brian tells us that as a result of his injury, he can't ejaculate because there's a risk of an aneurysm happening. So how's that going to work with sex?
He can just have sex, but he can't ejaculate.
Well, what's the fun in that?
When she's finished, we done. That's like reverse.
Or do you just risk the aneurysm? He said
no, you don't risk an aneurysm. No, because he even said you get a really severe headache. You don't risk a severe headache to ejaculate. A man can have sex without ejaculating.
So I got this beautiful woman just sitting in my bed saying, "Take me," and I'm not gonna finish.
You taking her? She finishes.
I'm not finishing.
I think you're speaking from a point of view of somebody.
I'm speaking from a man's point of view, a point of view
of somebody that you're not in with Brian. That man's your life is not on the line every time that you ejaculate. That man's life is on the line, and aneurysm can cause you to die. Is that worth it? No, he can still feel good and still feel pleasure without reaching the climax.
Okay, but mind you, when he was talking to all his friends, what did he say? I can still ejaculate, but when I do, I just get a big headache, and there's a chance. So that means he's still doing it. How else would he know he gets a headache every time he ejaculates?
Doctors can tell you that.
No, that sounds like he said I get like a severe migraine just right here in my. That sounds like you know from experience because he just said fuck it.
Maybe he is. I don't know, but he should not be risking that. He should not be risking that. He can still have pleasure. He can still have pleasure without finishing.
And then one guy in the wheelchair said his don't even work no more.
Yeah, he said that he does not ejaculate. So he still pleasures women, though, because he said he still gets hard and he just doesn't ejaculate.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyways, we're going to wrap up this episode. Let us know in the comments what you think about the 4 couples, and we will see you for...
Oh, wait. Before you go, who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite right now?
My favorite person?
Yeah.
Probably Chitty.
My favorite person is actually Lauren.
Lauren?
Yeah. He seems funny.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's good TV.
Yeah, Lauren will probably be good. Lauren, I don't like how Lauren is treating Faith. Faith does not deserve this. She seems like a very nice lady. She does not deserve this man. This man's gonna rip her heart out.
Like, and if this is your first boyfriend, it don't need to be Lauren.
This man is gonna rip your heart out, and I just know it's
Lauren's
coming.
like a good fuck boy for like the gay people.
Yeah. He's a good just like.
I don't call him a fuck boy.
But he's a good like
He's a good time.
Friends with benefits. Yeah.
He's not like a relationship.
No, he's not a relationship.
Like what you always say. That's not the man you marry. You always say.
No, yeah, that's not the man you be in a relationship with.
But do you think Faith can change him?
No, nobody can change anybody unless you want to change yourself.
All right. Well, I guess we'll end it there.
All right, y'all. We will see you again for episode 2. Bye.
Goodbye.